Hello and welcome to the third episode of the PintSizeAnalyze podcast. In today's episode, I am going to be discussing honestly what was, in my opinion, the most disappointing loss in the Mariners season so far. It's a really frustrating point in the season because I don't really know where this team goes forward. This is the first time this season that I personally believe that they have a lower chance of making the playoffs than missing the playoffs. I think that it's more likely that they miss the playoffs, and that's the first time I've felt this way the entire season. I still believe this team absolutely has the talent to make it, but tonight's loss was just frustrating, very, very frustrating. They had the bases loaded with 0 outs in the top of the 10th and were not able to score, and then gave up 3 runs in the top of the 11th and were unable to score in the bottom of the 11th. But let's go over the box score from today's game. Today's game was started by rookie for the Mariners was started by rookie Brian Wu. Only his fifth start, and he went 5 innings pitched, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them was earned. There was a error that was interesting that led to a run in the first inning. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and then tied Castillo yesterday. And then Spire pitched an inning, Brash pitched an inning, Seawald pitched an inning, Munoz, Topa, and then Gott. Trevor Gott, his first appearance since coming off the injured list today, and Flexen being DFA'd this morning. And he unfortunately gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. Only 2 of those runs were earned because it was the inherited runner because of extras. And then for the Nationals today, Irvin went 5 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs. All 3 of those runs were earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And then Thompson had 1/3 of an inning. Finnegan, 2 innings pitched. Harvey, 1 inning, 1 hit, and then Weems got the win with 2 innings pitched, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Weems was the one who, in the bottom of the 10th, when the Mariners had the bases loaded and 0 outs, he was able to get out of that situation with a couple of timely strikeouts and a flyout. That just really, just frustrate. It was very, very frustrating to watch that inning. It was really frustrating to watch. Honestly, most of the game was frustrating. Paul Sewald gave up a game-tying home run to Keibert Ruiz in the top of the 8th, and as you can see, if we go to exit velocity right here, and right here, the ball was only hit 92.5 miles an hour. A good launch angle for hitting a home run, and it only was a home run in 14 out of 30 parks, including T-Mobile. And that home run was really frustrating. Teoscar went deep in the bottom of the first after the funky error cost the Mariners a run in the top of the first. Teoscar got it back with a home run after Ty France hit a single. France had a great game. He had, if we go to the box score on Savant, as you could see, he had 2 hard hit balls as well as 2 hits. One of those hits was not hard hit, but it was still good contact. If we go right here, then we can see on Teoscar's home run, it was 107.1 off the bat. It was a home run in 29 of 30 parks. Only place it would not be a home run would be in Oracle Park, San Francisco. The right field dimensions are very, very huge there. Cal Raleigh 107.2. That was the second highest exit velocity today. It was just a single though. Mike Ford hit the ball hard, 106.5. And then Cal had another 102.6 single and a 102.4 line out. So Cal hitting the ball hard, line drives, is an excellent sign to see. Julio also had a hard hit ball, actually a couple of hard hit balls as well as 2 walks. Both of his walks were interesting. The first one, pitch 4, it was a 3-2 count. Ball 4 was not ball 4. It was actually a strike. Should have been strike 3. And then the second walk, it was a pitch clock violation by Weems in the top of the 10th. And Julio is one of their base runners to reach base in the top of the 10th and not come home, despite having 0 outs. But as for the stat line of Brian Wu and the overall performance of Brian Wu, as you can see if we go right here, he was fifth in Fangraphs WAR today, with point 0.3 F WAR today gained off just as today's start. Munoz was there as well with point 0.1, and then I believe those were the only two Mariners pitchers to gain any F4 today. But obviously, fantastic start by Wu, and the amount of F4 that he accumulated today, is goes to show just how excellent of a start it was. And then if we go right here, if we go right here and then to advanced work. But what I mentioned, or what I wanted to mention, was that Brian Wu, which has a 2.95 Sierra, it actually increased to a 2.96 Sierra after today's outing. But I talked about Sierra and how it was telling us the other day it was very indicative of Matt Brash, his Sierra, very, very indicative of him being like a good pitcher in the future. And Brian Wu, obviously not as impressive of a Sierra, but still a below 3 Sierra, which only two qualified starters have a below 3 Sierra right now. So that just goes to show how excellent he's been in 5 starts, including one start where he just got lit up and pitched only 2 innings. But as for tomorrow's game, it's going to be the Nationals against the Mariners. It's going to be the rubber match of the series. It will be Logan Gilbert against Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin has been, quite honestly, the worst pitcher in Major League Baseball the past few seasons. If we go to his Fangraphs page right now, we'll be able to see, but he has regularly been below a replacement level pitcher in the past few years, despite being paid like $32 million, I'm pretty sure, is his annual salary. But he is very easily the worst starter in Major League Baseball. If we go right here, 0.2 F4 in 21, 0.8 F4 in 22, and 0.6 F4 in this year. So actually, he hasn't been below replacement level, but still putting up numbers not worthy of his salary whatsoever. And if we go to his game log, we'll see that in his most recent start, he gave up 7 runs. The start before that was 4 runs. Start before that was 2 runs, 3. So 6. So I really, really. Also, his annual average value is 23 million. So not 32 million, but still a hefty price to pay for barely above replacement value pitching that the Nats are paying. But it's better than their Strasburg contract, which is actually more, and he's not even pitching at all. So at least they're getting, some innings out of Corbin. They aren't even getting any innings out of Strasburg, let alone innings that you would expect from a pitcher with his price point. But tomorrow, I'm hoping that the Mariners can, get back on track. It feels like this team isn't gonna have. They're running out of opportunities to right the ship. They're running out of opportunities to get back on track. They're running out of opportunities to, win 8 of 10 games and bring themselves up to a winning record and hopefully keep that winning record for the rest of the season. And they can do that. They can hover around a 500 team for the entire season. But if they don't start playing well until August, until September, it can be too late. They need to start winning now, and they need to sustain a winning record from today through the rest of the season, obviously. But they need to sustain one of the, I would say probably a top 5 record from here on out in order to make the playoffs. And it's an unfortunate position to be in. Obviously, they could have 6, 7 more wins, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate position to be in. This team has caught fire the past 2 summers. They don't need a 14-game winning streak to get back into things. They need a stretch of winning, like I said, 8 of 10 games, or 12 of 15, something like that. They need to play really, really quality baseball for the next few weeks in order to turn me a believer into this team. But I want to be a believer in this team. I believe that they have the talent to do it. They just need to start winning games, and they need to start winning games right now. They can't blow leads or, squander opportunities to win games, to sweep series, to win series like they did tonight. It's just inexcusable for a playoff caliber team to do what they did tonight. And it's unfortunate because I believe deep down, and I believed this entire season up until tonight, that this was a playoff caliber team. I don't know anymore. But I want to believe in this team, and I hope that they win tomorrow 10-0. And but one thing that's been frustrating with this team is that they've started to, they'll rebuild the vibes kind of after last night's victory, and then after the 13-1 win in Baltimore, and then just, come out the next day with, just a really, really disappointing loss. So let's hope tomorrow that they right the ship and, have another blowout victory, and then hopefully win the game after that, and hopefully win the series against the Rays. If they win the series against the Rays, I will believe in them. And if you remember 2 years ago, roughly around this time, near the end of June, the Rays came for a 4-game series in 2021. The Mariners swept that series and never looked back. They had a winning record from that point on through the rest of the year, a top 5 record in baseball from that point on through the rest of the year. So let's see them do that again. Let's see them sweep the Rays in Seattle this weekend and have a top 5 record in baseball from this point in the season until the very end. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.